Okay, got called out here on this 2002 Chevy Trailblazer, and yes, it's beautiful snow. Got a problem here. You had no four-wheel drive working. Four-wheel drive indicator doesn't work. There's no four-wheel drive indicator up on the dash, and a quick scan says no communication with the automatic transfer case. So, quick checks that I did down here already. This is actually already hooked up to ground. We have one power that comes in here on the orange wire. That is our power. I've already done this also, where I switched it over and moved it over to, let's see, where am I again? There I am. And I moved this right over here to my breakout box. That's for my test lights. That way now I'll be able to test for a ground. And I've already done my quick tests out here on the grounds. Ground is good, and ground was good. And, oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't even in focus there. Grounds, there are two grounds that come into this module. There is a dark green and white, which is our communication line, which I can show you quickly here. Let's see, get this set up. Don't tell Rocco, guys, but I had to play with it. I had to see what he had going here. So if we move this back up to, let's see, scope, and hit select. Let's see, it should be on input A, and we want that to be coupling DC. Okay, and then we'll take this and we'll move it over. Matter of fact, I could just leave that there. I'm sure I have another one here in my pocket somewhere. Yep, I do. And we'll come over here to this dark green and white. Dark green and white will be our communication line coming in. Get that on the screen, and let's see, what is our settings on this right now. We are back on AC coupling. I've noticed it does that. And then we're going to change our voltage, which is this little button right here. And we should be getting close to 1 volt. There we go, 1 volt per division. And then we want time, so we want to get it down to lower time, and there it is, our square wave. Let's see, we can move that over this way. So we have a square wave there. That is going to be our class 2 data line that comes into this, which by the way is connected right here by the splice pack, and I was concerned with that because I saw they had run in another wire in here, but apparently that was for the tailgate module that wasn't working. So the next wire that I have pinned over here, after I've checked the powers and grounds, is going to be 5-volt reference wire. Let me bring that back in without moving it, so that way I'm in the same pierce hole. And I'm going to change this back over. Menu, bring it down to my graphing multimeter, hit select. I want volts DC AC. And right now it is on DC voltage. I can tell by down here in the corner. And I'm showing 24.2 millivolts. Now, that wire should be that 5-volt reference right there, light green and black. Terminal A8, let's make sure here, light green and black, should be at the end of the connector, which it is. It's at the end of the connector, right? That's the last terminal there. And the reason I know that it's the last terminal is because it goes A1 through 8, and then from B1 through 8. So I know it's going to be at one end of the connector. All right, so I should have a 5-volt reference out there. That 5-volt reference goes down to the encoder motor, which is on the transfer case itself, and it's basically a position sensor. Now, if I had any kind of a damage in there and that wire was getting pulled down, I'm sure you guys have seen videos or heard about it already, or if you're a tech in the field, you already know that if a 5-volt reference gets pulled down, sometimes we'll have a no communication fault. So, in this case here, since it's in a good spot, easy to work on, the easiest thing to do is to bring out the old clippers. And we're going to clip that wire, and we're going to see whether or not that wire comes back up to 5 volts. With it disconnected right now, 24 millivolts still. Right? So I know it's not a 5-volt reference that's actually pulling down my module and making it so it doesn't communicate. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect this power that's here on this connector, which hopefully I can do with one hand here. Let's see. Sorry, guys.